Welcome to SAYYA YouTube channel. Today we are going to explain about time travel, and explained in scientific theory. Time travel is the hypothetical activity of traveling into the past or future. Time travel is a widely recognized concept in philosophy and fiction, particularly science fiction. In fiction, time travel is typically achieved through the use of a hypothetical device known as a time machine. The idea of a time machine was popularized by H.G. Wells' 1895 novel The Time Machine. It is uncertain if time travel to the past is physically possible, and such travel, if at all feasible, may give rise to questions of causality. Forward time travel, outside the usual sense of the perception of time, is an extensively observed phenomenon and well understood within the framework of special relativity and general relativity. However, making one body advance or delay more than a few milliseconds compared to another body is not feasible with current technology. As for backward time travel, it is possible to find solutions in general relativity that allow for it, such as a rotating black hole. Traveling to an arbitrary point in spacetime has very limited support in theoretical physics, and is usually connected only with quantum mechanics or wormholes. Some ancient myths depict a character skipping forward in time. In Hindu mythology, the Vishnu Purana mentions the story of King Ravatakakudmi, who travels to heaven to meet the creator Brahma and is surprised to learn when he returns to earth that many ages have passed. The Buddhist Pali Canon mentions the relativity of time. The Payasi-sutta tells of one of the Buddha's chief disciples, Kumara Kassapa, who explains to the skeptic Payasi that time in the heavens passes differently than on earth. The Japanese tale of Urashima Taro, first described in the Minyoshu, tells of a young fisherman named Urashima no Kyo, who visits an undersea palace. After 3 days, he returns home to his village and finds himself 300 years in the future, where he has been forgotten, his house is in ruins, and his family has died. In Jewish tradition, the 1st century BC scholar Honi HaMagil is said to have fallen asleep and slept for 70 years. When waking up, he returned home, but found none of the people he knew, and no one believed his claims of who he was. Early science fiction stories feature characters who sleep for years and awaken in a changed society, or are transported to the past through supernatural means. Among them L'an 2440, Rev Sil N Fut Jamay, The Year 2440, A Dream If Ever There Was One, 1770, by Louis Sebastian Mercier, Rip Van Winkle, 1819, by Washington Irving, Looking Backward, 1888, by Edward Bellamy, and When the Sleeper Awakes, 1899, by H.G. Wells. Prolonged sleep, like the later more familiar time machine, is used as a means of time travel in these stories. The earliest work about backwards time travel is uncertain. The Chinese novel supplement to The Journey to the West, circa 1640, by Dong Yu, features magical mirrors and jade gateways that connect various points in time. The protagonist Sun Wukong travels back in time to the world of the ancients, Qin Dynasty, to retrieve a magical bell, and then travels forward to the world of the future, Song Dynasty, to find an emperor who has been exiled in time. However, the time travel takes place inside an illusory dream world created by the villain to entrap and distract him. Samuel Madden's Memoirs of the 20th Century, 1733, is a series of letters from British ambassadors in 1997 and 1998 to diplomats in the past, conveying the political and religious conditions of the future. Because the narrator receives these letters from his guardian angel, Paul Alcon suggests in his book Origins of Futuristic Fiction that the first time traveler in English literature is a guardian angel. Madden does not explain how the angel obtains these documents, but Alcon asserts that Madden deserves recognition as the first to toy with the rich idea of time travel in the form of an artifact sent backward from the future to be discovered in the present. In the science fiction anthology Far Boundaries, 1951, editor August Derleth claims that an early short story about time travel is an anachronism, or missing one's coach, written for the Dublin Literary Magazine by an anonymous author in the June 1838 issue. While the narrator waits under a tree for a coach to take him out of Newcastle upon Tyne, he is transported back in time over 1,000 years. He encounters the Venerable Bede in a monastery and explains to him the developments of the coming centuries. However, the story never makes it clear whether these events are real or a dream. Another early work about time travel is The Forebears of Calameros, Alexander, son of Philip of Macedon by Alexander Veltman, published in 1836.